This is the Gameplay Podcast. Never grow up.
All right, so hello and welcome to the Gameplay Podcast with Matt and Nicola.
Hello.
You all right?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, very well, very
Good.
well. Excited to be here. We're going to be talking about all the latest games, having just a lot of fun, really, and all the cool stuff you can get from game.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the setup today?
I know.
Incredible plushies. The lights are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Insane. Speaking of plushies, I just want to... Can we appreciate this one?
The orange is vibrant, isn't it?
It's so vibrant. It's so vibrant. This is an orangutan. Cool.
Called.
Wait for it. Best part of my day has been finding out the name of this. Rob. This is called Rob.
Couldn't get back. I love it when something has just a really silly name. Speaking of, I got this one, which is a sloth. I love the little tail on this one. And this is called, any guesses? You won't get it.
I'm going to... Based off Rob, I'm going to go for something like Trevor.
Gratia.
Very
fancy. Very
Fair
fancy.
play.
Yeah. So we've got all the Squishmallows, which are everywhere, and I love them so much. Like, they are the softest thing I've ever held.
It's a nice
ever.
little comfort, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in your gaming room, sometimes it gets a bit techie, right?
Yeah.
It's a nice, subtle, soft furnishing.
Yeah.
Manage it all
If a
out.
level's getting too hard, it's just, right, give me a minute.
It's like a stress
Rob to the
ball.
rescue.
Rob's basically your gaming stress ball.
Well,
so-
exactly. Speaking of, have you seen Jigglypuff up there?
I know Jigglypuff. Absolutely love him.
I know.
Having a nap. but
Always.
We'll forgive him.
And Sleeping Pikachu as well, having a nap. I think
Yeah.
you could literally use them as pillows. Like, if you just wanted a little nap.
Yeah.
Like, so comfy.
Mid-game nap, put them in your bed. They're versatile is what they are.
They're versatile. As are the lights. I mean, these
Yeah.
can do all sorts of colours, all sorts of patterns, LED wizardry. It's amazing.
I mean, we know that Govee lights in general are cool.
Oh, right.
But can you imagine having this kind of stuff in your game room set up? It would just add that extra bit of ambiance that your friends are going to be like, I need to get myself some.
Well, that's my big thing. You can't have a big light on when you're playing a game.
You can't have the big light on.
You can't. You literally can't
It
have a big light.
distracts you.
Exactly.
You've got to turn the big light off.
Cool shape, cool colours.
Yeah.
It's happy days, especially if you match the colours to the game you're playing, which can be a bit stressful if
Nice
it's multiple
style.
changes. But yeah, it's all good. And the Chewbacca Squishmallow as well. I'm a massive Star Wars nerd, as we will come on to with everything we're going to talk about today. But that one I'm very much eyeing up to.
Is Chewie your favourite?
Yeah.
Mine's Rob or Jigglypuff, so...
I thought you were talking Star Wars characters for a minute, not just... I was like, who's Rob? I've never heard of Rob.
The unknown background character that made an appearance in all the
cameramen
movies.
or something. Yeah,
You
it's
missed
fine.
him.
No, he's. I'm eyeing him up for. I hope you don't want him.
Put him in your bag.
Yeah.
I know where he's
There
gone,
will
don't
be,
worry.
There will be a fight if you want Chewbacca. I'll tell you that. We're going to talk loads of Star Wars today. We have, of course, the brand new Star Wars Jedi Survivor game with us today. We've got the Duel Sense Wireless Edge controller. I'm very excited to talk about that. Loads of other stuff as well. And just, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, all the cool stuff that you want, that you could possibly need, we're going to cover.
So it's a really exciting episode of the podcast today because we're talking about all the latest games in the world. We've got an amazing one to talk about right now, which is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So this came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, incredible.
It is the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order,
Yeah.
which I have no shame in admitting I 100% completed, trophies, everything.
How long did it take you?
Don't know that information, probably too long.
Okay.
Yeah, but I only do that with games I really love. And it was one of the, and if the trophies are fairly
You want to
easy.
take your time with it sometimes.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
100% it. So this, I'm really excited about.
I know so many people that have already got their hands on this.
Right.
They've been waiting for it for months.
Yeah. And it's looking like it'll be a trilogy all in all. It's from Respawn. And it's essentially, I've played like half an hour of it. It is even better than the first one.
So you said it was obviously the sequel.
Yeah.
Why is it better?
Well, it's better in so many ways in terms of the worlds are more vibrant. It's established, it's like we've already played the first one, the second one's here. It's, what you get in, it jumps straight in. And the thing that I love about it so much is, in games where it might be the sequel to another game and there's some amnesia or someone robs all your stuff and you have to start from square one. There's none of that. So where you left off in the first game, you pick straight up in the second one. So everything you learn, everything you got, apart from, health upgrades, all fine.
Let's be honest, with the game like Star Wars, that's what you want.
Oh, 100%.
You go in knowing exactly what you want, how you want it. So ticking the box.
Just all-powerful Jedi Knight in this one from the start. It is
Love
what I'm
that.
about. The lightsaber combat's just amazing as well. And, I'm a Star Wars nerd. So it is like, just the sheer pleasure of just like igniting the lightsaber and just swinging it. There's not even any enemies. I'm just like, it's great.
How much of a geek are you when it comes to Star Wars games usually?
Pretty bad. Bad in a good way, but, pretty all over him.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good though. You're enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's one word for it. Yeah. The other thing I love about it is the story is part of Star Wars canon. So you watch the films, you watch the TV shows, it all ties in, and it's really, really cool.
Again, though, if you're a mega fan, even if you're not a mega fan, you can pick it up. But if you are a mega fan, you're going to know what's going on around you. It's indulging in all the Star Wars that you want.
And as we touched on with the lights in here, we can choose any colour we want. Lightsaber colour customization right from the start. So I said I played half an hour.
Yeah.
A lot of that was picking a lightsaber colour.
Of course. It's important.
Do I want purple? Do I want orange? Do I want blue?
You're allowed to change your mind.
Back and forth. There's loads of cool side quests and stuff as well. There's like legendary beasts, bounty hunters, everything. I mean, I haven't got to any of that yet. I'm so excited just to continue playing it, but it is amazing.
So all the buzz is worth the while?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Have you played any of it?
Not this one yet, no.
Get on
I
that,
have not
Nicola.
played it. I know. Don't worry, it's on my list.
Yeah, and I played it with the new Duel Sense Wireless Edge controller as well, which has got customizable profiles, buttons, trigger stops, everything.
Amazing.
And so the game is one thing, the game I absolutely love, but the back paddles on this, you can map to the sort of front-facing buttons. I had to play with that. I mapped everything that I needed to the back buttons. It just elevated it. If you've got a good controller, it's just...
Yeah,
next
it
level.
Makes half the game, right? We're going to be going into depth a little bit more about it later and how much 100%. You love it.
I really do. I really do. And you can pick Star Wars Jedi Survivor and the DualSense Wireless Edge controller up again. As I've mentioned far too much already on the podcast, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. Yeah. I'm very happy we can talk all about this.
Has this been like lifelong?
Mm-hmm.
What age do you reckon you reached peak Star Wars fanship?
I remember being in the cinema and my uncle just handed me the original trilogy on like VHS, go and watch these, and ever since then it's just been absolutely obsessed.
Wow.
Pretty in-depth Star Wars nerd. So really excited to talk about it today. I wanted to delve into it a bit because obviously we talked about the new game just now. But there are so many Star Wars games that have come out over the years.
Yeah.
And some brand new. We've talked about that one. Some retro maybe. Yeah. Like I want to talk about favourite Star Wars games, like top Star Wars games, Okay. Like have you got one?
The first Star Wars game I ever played, Knights of the Republic.
Oof.
Xbox.
Everyone loves that.
And it was actually one of the first games I'd ever played.
Yeah.
And I started playing it before I even knew what Star Wars was.
Oh.
Right, I'll be honest, I hadn't even watched the films at that point.
Right.
Loved it, got obsessed with it.
So you were just waggling a lightsaber around?
Didn't know what I was doing, but I was having the time of my life.
Okay.
Little did I know I was getting involved in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I've also got to give a special mention to Lego Star Wars.
I'm glad you said that.
Because it kind of I don't know about you, but it got me through lockdown. My family loved Lego Star Wars during lockdown. It's brilliant. Yeah.
It's a very family-friendly couch play.
Massively family-friendly.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about anything. You can properly switch off when you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are mine.
I was really feeling a little bit inept there because you were talking about sort of Knights of the Old Republic, and I'm like, oh, this is really sort of in-depth Star Wars games. And I'm going, the first one on my list is Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. And I'm going, as the resident Star Wars nerd, I feel a little bit like I may have undersold this.
Yeah, I reckon you're good. Don't worry, Lego Star Wars, it's in everyone's books.
It is literally one of the first Star Wars games I ever played.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah, like PlayStation 2 back in the day, like booted it up, and I'd obviously watch the films, unlike some people.
Sorry.
Right? Mm-hmm. So fun to play through what is the Star Wars movies, but with all that Lego fun, like it was before Lego games even had that dialogue put in, so it was just like the whole, do you remember the whole like,
yeah,
like all that
just
kind
the
of stuff.
expressions.
Yeah.
You're kind of tapping into that Lego nostalgia and then putting it with the huge franchise that is Star Wars.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's like my two favourite things, Lego and Star Wars. Just
win-win.
It's win-win. It is absolutely win-win.
I'm glad that we're sharing one of our favourite games as well. It's nice to know that Lego Star Wars is yours too.
Well, I'm glad to know that it is shared as opposed to these are really classy Star Wars games that you've played and I'm talking about Lego. I mean, come on, honestly. No, I do have to give a special mention though to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the prequel to this new Star Wars Jedi Survivor game, because it is one of the best Star Wars things ever, not just games. Like I know we talked about how it taps into the Star Wars story and everything. It is just one of the best Star Wars things.
Well, it was why people were so hyped about this as well.
Exactly.
I think to say that it's one of the most important items in the whole... Think about everything that you could possibly get with Star Wars.
Exactly.
The fact that people still mention that is amazing.
Yeah. And as I say, I 100% completed it, trophy-wise, everything. And, it's one of those experiences you can't really talk about and give justice to.
Yeah.
In terms of, when you just play something and you just sit back for a minute and go, wow.
Is that not gaming at its finest, though?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You don't need a review. You don't need anything. It's just like, this is...
Just you and the console.
Yes, exactly.
Love it.
And the controller. And that just... Everything about it is... I mean, Lego Star Wars is one thing. Funny. It's a sort of Mickey take of the films. It's Lego. But these two games are just super immersive. Like, I don't think I've ever been drawn into a game more. When you just feel like you're there kind of thing. Because it's very easy to sit on your bed or sit in your gaming chair with your lights on or whatever and just be very separated, I think. And it's very, very powerful to go, oh, hang on, I'm back in the room now. I've just pressed pause. It's one of those. Yeah. And just walking around, as I mentioned, with a lightsaber, just swinging it around, the sounds, the visuals, it's amazing.
And you've not even probably got started on it yet.
No, exactly. I'm just so excited to jump back into this one. And I am slightly, I've got that thing. I loved Jedi Fallen Order that much that I have started to play this one, but I'm thinking maybe I pause this and replay the first one first.
Wow, that is quite a statement.
Yeah, especially with, time being what it is. You go, well, I've got so many games to get through. Why am I going back and playing what I've already played? But
if you love it, you love it.
If you love it, you love it. And that is special mention to Jedi Fallen Order and the Lego Star Wars games. I think they are two of my favourites from back in the day. All sorts of stuff to talk about as well, but there's far too many Star Wars games to get started on today.
That's so true. But if people haven't played the prequel to this, should they?
Oh, 100%. It as I mentioned, with story and gameplay and everything, if you play the first one, you can jump straight into this one, and it's literally like putting the first film in and then watching the second.
Ultimate experience.
Get your Govee lights on. You're winning.
Jobs are good in.
Exactly. All right, so we talked all about the new games we've got on the podcast today. This being the main one, I love it. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Big old tick from you.
Big old... There's not enough ticks in the world that can be given to this game. Brand new on PS5. I feel like we need to talk about controllers because we've touched on it ever so slightly before talking about this, because I did use the new Duel Sense Wireless Edge controller with this game. We've got it here, and it's very important, I think, to play with a great controller.
Yeah, I mean, it's half the game, to be honest, and... When you're controlling everything from your hands, you want it to feel good, you want it to look good, you want it to do what you want it to do.
Yeah, this is one of the most premium things I've ever held. In fact, before I get it out, I just want you to feel the case. Like, it's the weight, the feel.
Of it. Can we just take a moment for the weight? I mean, it looks gorgeous as well. Like, the general aesthetic of it, the design is stunning.
Lovely, right?
And a real premium feel, you're right. Yeah.
It's also... magnetic, which is a big tick from me.
Nice.
But as we sort of delve in, it's just amazing to look at. So this is the DualSense Wireless Edge controller. It is elevated above a standard PS5 controller. Yeah. You have got so many things on this that are just taking that gaming thing to the next level, that experience, such as customizable function buttons. You've got customizable thumbsticks as well. I don't know if you can see this. This is how much I've been playing with it.
Go on.
These are two different heights. Yeah. So in terms of the right stick is higher than the left, which is just more comfortable for me. So, you literally can do...
And you customise that yourself?
Customise that yourself. You can literally pop the sticks out very easily. In fact, I'm just going to... So, swap them out.
Incredible.
Put them back on. You're all good. And it's really snap and play. Obviously, you can see in here as well, replaceable thumbsticks, replaceable back paddles that you can put on the back. We haven't even got to the back paddles. They're my favourite things in the world. Look at them.
That's gorgeous.
On the back are these mappable buttons that you can map to any of the buttons on the front of the controller. So, for example, with the Star Wars game, lightsaber attacks are square and triangle, but obviously I've got to take my thumb off the thumbstick to...
You don't want to be doing that.
You don't want to be doing that. Mm-mm. So you map square and triangle to the back buttons, never have to take your thumbs off the thumbsticks.
So not only can you customise the way it looks, the way it feels, but you can genuinely customise the way you play your game.
Well, you can customise the game, essentially.
It feels amazing.
It does, right?
It feels, I'm not going to lie, it's stunning.
Check the grip on the actual where you put your hands. Like, there's little mini square, triangle, square, circle, all that.
I see what you mean about the different height as well.
It's really comfortable. And you can change everything. They've got trigger stops as well, if you look on the back of there. The little trigger stops, so you can, if you're playing a game like Call of Duty, which I have, I'm rubbish, so I need all the help I can get. You can make it so the triggers don't have to travel as far to actually register.
Incredible.
It doesn't make me any better, but I'm sure it would if anyone was good.
Hey, any help is needed.
Exactly. So it's really cool. And obviously when I was playing Jedi Survivor, it's a very different game to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So I set up a new custom profile to map different buttons to different things, and it just took it to that next level. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about it.
Is it the best controller you've ever used?
I think it is the best controller I've ever used, yeah. It is so good.
Bold statement.
Yeah. You look at it and go, oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And then you play with it and you go, this is next level. It's
amazing.
Really, really good. Also, we just need to I mean, I could talk all day to you about the Dual Sense Wireless Edge. We also need to touch on the Backbone controller, because this is just amazing as well.
It blows my mind that technology has got to this level.
Right, you wait till you see the game I'm going to play. So this is a controller peripheral that you can attach to your iPhone, as you can see, or your Android phone, whatever you've got. If you've got an iPhone, it does come with a little sort of foam insert so that it fits the camera bump. It's really cool. Really,
beautifully
really well
demonstrated.
Thank you. This essentially turns your phone into a pro controller, essentially. Wow. So you can play anything from mobile games to your PlayStation games back home. So I've currently got Spider-Man loaded on my PS5 at home, and as you can see,
that is incredible.
Playing through it.
So technically you're playing from the console that's in your house right now.
In my house right now.
But you're doing it from this studio.
From the studio, and there's no slowdown, there's no glitches,
nothing, no lag
whatsoever. The frame rate is 60 FPS as I can tell. I mean, it looks it. That is what I usually play on. The resolution is just amazing as well. This actually blows my mind that I can do this right now.
This is so cool.
So in terms of games are one thing, and we've obviously talked extensively about different games that we love, but the controllers here just take everything to the next level.
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly,
so good.
My mind is blown.
It is actually the lowest power and lowest latency gaming device to ever work with the iPhone as well, which is just some record I need to get in there, because it doesn't get...
It's impressive.
The praise is never ending for this thing. So the DualSense Wireless Edge controller, amazing, takes your games on PS5 to the next level. And if you want to play on the go, Backbone.
Get both.
At game. All right, this episode of the podcast has been my absolute dream come true.
You have been indulging in some serious Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. People usually get annoyed at me with how much Star Wars I talk. Not today.
Not today.
You've not got the choice to not listen to me bang on about Star Wars.
Yeah.
We've obviously talked about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We've gone over our top Star Wars games of all time. Lego is what we've decided we both
number
really
one.
like.
Without a doubt.
I've also touched on the DualSense Wireless Edge controller, the Backbone controller, which I think both of us are just absolutely floored by, right?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Next level, take the games all the way to the top. So, we have talked a lot of Star Wars. We've obviously talked on the Govee lights we've got in the studio today as well, which you can pick up at game. We can choose any colour for these Govee lights. And in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I did already touch on it. I spent far too long picking my lightsaber colour.
Right.
Rather than actually playing the game.
Okay.
I want to combine the two and make your life, when you play Star Wars Jedi Survivor, a bit easier. So you know what colour lightsaber you'd have. We're going to find out right now on the podcast, okay?
I'm ready.
So, this is kind of a personality quiz. You know the kind of fare, right? Yeah. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to give me your honest answers. First answer only. I'm not having any deliberation.
Okay.
We're going to go straight in, all right?
It's very strict.
It's very tense.
You mean business?
I do. Question 1. Who is your favourite Star Wars character? Is it Grogu the Stormtroopers, Yoda, Boba Fett, Darth Vader, or R2-D2?
Yoda.
Of course. Pick a Star Wars movie or show to watch. Return of the Jedi, Clone Wars, Force Awakens, Mandalorian, Empire Strikes Back, or The Bad Batch.
It's got to be Return of the Jedi.
It's the best one.
It is the best one.
I actually went to see it in the cinema the other week. You know, it was back for its 40th anniversary. Oh, so good. I've never seen it in the cinema because I wasn't born. Well, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, pick an outer space picture. So as you can see here, there's planets, there's the moon, there's a lot of sort of galaxy shots, yeah?
Bottom bluey, yellowy galaxy shot, because it looks a bit like the Govee lights.
I agree.
And I'm on that vibe today.
I'm surprised you haven't gone with a total eclipse, but okay. No, that's fine. Which Star Wars item would you buy? We're kind of looking at a metallic C-3PO head.
Yeah.
Darth Vader bobblehead. Some Yoda ears for your dog. I'm kind of leaning towards those for you.
Yeah.
Cat in a mug, Lego, or an R2-D2 teapot.
In my old age, I appreciate a tea.
Right.
So I'm going R2-D2 teapot.
Okay, that's hard to say, isn't it?
R2-D2 teapot.
There you go. That's a warm-up for the next podcast.
Yes.
Right? Which Star Wars art do you like best?
Oh, I love art. I'm ready.
Oh,
Here we go.
You're going to be too in depth with this, though. It's literally just look at it and tell me what you like.
All right, okay.
There's a picture of Boba Fett on a wall.
That's like me telling you that about a lightsaber.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a BB-8 playing card, which is very, very cool.
Okay.
I like that a lot. What are we thinking?
What's that one that you've got your thumb over right now?
This one here?
Yeah.
It's kind of a Princess Leia kind of sort of spray paint effect.
Yeah, I'm feeling Maverick Leia today. Let's go Leia.
We'll go with that. And finally, you've got to pick a Yoda quote, which I think will be hard for you since he's your favourite character. You will find only what you bring in. Fear is the path to the dark side. Truly wonderful the mind of a child is. Size matters not. Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. Or in a dark place we find ourselves and a little more knowledge lights our way. So deep and
so
insightful,
poignant.
right?
Yeah, very philosophical. It's got to be the last one.
The last one.
Yeah, I felt inspired by
right.
you just reading it.
Okay, so this is the moment of truth.
No, I'm nervous.
What are we wanting out of this?
At this stage, honestly...
You just want to get out of here and not
just
be
to have
talking
a
about Star Wars.
lightsaber. I just want a lightsaber.
Okay, right. You have got blue.
Okay.
You know, I do have to say, fairly standard, fairly generic.
It is quite generic, so I'm insulted by that bit. But I do...
All right.
I'm not going to say
this
no
has
to
ended
it.
well,
I'm not
hasn't
going
it?
to say no to a blue lightsaber.
You are a Padawan.
It could have been red.
It could have been red. You could have been evil. You are a good person.
I'm glad that I'm on the good side.
You're a good person.
Right.
As is said in every Star Wars thing ever.
Yeah.
May the Force be with you.
Amen.
And by the way, if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, you can see the products we're talking about, such as the Duel Sense Wireless Edge controller, the Backbone, Star Wars Jedi Survivor on Games YouTube channel.
The Gameplay Podcast. Never grow up.